Three best bets are coming your way for today, September 12th, 2023, so you don't want to miss this. This is the free three. Let's get it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays today as we try to get the bag together and make some money. Yesterday on the channel, we did not have a video. I do apologize as I was traveling. I tried to get one out in time, but that's why you got to be in the Telegram group because that's where I'm dropping my other plays. So this way you can stay up to date on all the latest picks and plays. We did hit our best bet of the day on the teaser on the Jets +8 and the under 51.5. But our last video that we did drop was on Friday, and we went 2-0-1 on the day. So sweep, a little minor sweep. We did have one push, but hey, I'll still take a winning day. I'll take a day with no losses. We cashed on the Orioles first 5 money line. We also cashed on the Kansas Jayhawks over 28.5 points. Also told you could take the first half points in that one. No sweat bet there. We did push on the Twins first 5 money line, but it's okay. Like I said, 2-0-1 on the day. You can see our year-to-date record right here. Now we're heating up. I told you this month of September was going to go crazy. We absolutely crushed the football slate this past Sunday. So that's why you guys got to make sure you're tapped in and tuned in. So this way you're staying up to date on all the latest picks and plays. Hopefully we can keep that momentum going today. If you can, drop a big like on this video. I'd greatly appreciate it as we're continuing to grow the channel every single day with more subscribers. I appreciate all the support. Let's get to 100 subscribers. Share this with somebody that you know who sports bets or who likes watching daily bet videos, whether it's calling our shot or Ron's rundown or other types of videos that are out there that people put out their best picks and plays. If you know somebody who does that, share this with them so this way we can continue to grow, because this way I just want to help you guys continue to make some money. So let's dive into our first best bet of the day. For my first best bet of the day, I'm going to total, and I'm going to take the Angels and Mariners over 7.5 runs. -105 across the board there. And this is probably not the most popular pick on the board because most times when you have a low total of about 7.5 or so, the books are kind of baiting you to take the under. But this is one of those games where I'm taking a very similar angle. If you tuned into the channel last week or on Surgical Stream on Booker with Trent on Twitch, then you would have known that I pitched the over in the Angels-Orioles game because we faded Patrick Sandoval, and I think we have to do that again today. Why? Because he's been struggling with his control and he's facing a red-hot offense. The same type of similar situation that he faced last week when he played the Orioles. In that matchup against the Orioles, he gave up 7 hits, 7 runs over 5 innings to go with 4 walks. So we did not even have to sweat that over at all. The Orioles ended up winning that game 10-3, so no sweat bet there. Runs were scored in that matchup. Control was lost by Sandoval. The over was easy cash money. So today I expect no different because he's facing another hot lineup, and that's coming in the form of the Mariners. The Mariners have been one of the best teams in all of baseball since the All-Star break. Been absolutely on fire as they're fighting for a wild card spot or for that divisional title race in that very, very tight AL West matchup with them, the Astros, and the Rangers. And over the last month, the Mariners have been crushing left-handed pitchers. They're currently 7th in the majors in runs per game over the last 30 days. And that's concerning for the Angels as this team knows how to score runs in bunches. We saw that last night. They scored 3 runs in the first inning. They added another 2 runs in the 10th. They can at any time turn it up and drop a bunch of runs on you, especially when you're facing a guy like Sandoval who's been struggling with control. That's one of those things that I just don't really like to see. And because of that, I think the Mariners will be able to score a lot of runs today to be able to get to him. Now on the other side, we've got Brian Wu who's going for the Mariners. And when you look at Wu, you might be looking at his numbers and saying, Noble, like, why are you fading Brian Wu? Well, he does have a 4.5 ERA on the year, so that's not the best thing. But in his last start against the Reds, he went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits and 5 earned runs to go with 1 home run in that matchup. So I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like to tail guys who are giving up a lot of runs or giving up home runs, a lot of sharp contact. He has been equally as bad at home as he's been on the road, a 4.5 ERA in both spots. So I think this is just one of those situations where the Angels we saw their offense turn up last night. They won 8-5 in that matchup, so that game went over. And I think they'll be able to score a few runs off Brian Wu today, but I know that the Mariners will be able to get to Patrick Sandoval. We have a low total at 7.5, so we don't need a ton of runs in this matchup. Mariners have gone over in 4 straight games, and all those totals were about 8 or more, so it wasn't like it was a significantly higher total than this. And they've been strong to the over in home games this year, 35, 30, and 3 to the over in home games this year. So give me the over 7.5 runs in the Angels-Mariners matchup, or you might just want to take the Mariners team total as we're fading Patrick Sandoval here. But I think Brian Wu, with his struggle in his control lately, can give up a few runs as well. Angels bats have been heating up as well. So give me the over 7.5 runs. It's the first best bet of the day. Now the second best bet of the day, we're going to another total, and we're going with the Padres and Dodgers over 9.5, plus 100 odds on Bovada there. So an easy way for us to double our money, as we've got Michael Wacha on the mound for the Padres, we've got Lance Lynn on the mound for the Dodgers, and in this one we've got 2 pitchers who just have not been in the best form of lately. Even though when you look on the paper, right, and you see Michael Wacha's ERA, you see a 2.99 ERA. So you're probably like wondering, well, no, but why are you taking the over on Michael Wacha when he has a pretty low ERA? A sub-3 ERA is something that I always like to back and tail. But on the other side, right, his last few starts has not been that sharp. Last start against the Phillies, 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs. Then a few starts before that, he gave up 4 runs against the Brewers. So even though those are not like huge run numbers or a point of concern, and they're not like the worst numbers in the world, and we've definitely seen worse out there, the biggest point of concern is the fact that yes, he is giving up a few runs, and it's his walk numbers and his home run numbers. In 6 of his last 7 starts, he's given up at least 2 walks, and he's gone 4 straight games with giving up at least 1 home run. So why is that a big point of concern? Because now he's facing the Dodgers lineup, which is #1 in the major leagues in walks per game. They take a ton of pitches. They're going to make you pitch to them, and they're going to take the free bases if you don't. And they're second in the majors in home runs per game. So when you do pitch to them, they're a dangerous team as they smack the ball out of the park. They're one of the top teams in Major League Baseball right now in isolated power and in terms of runs per game. So you know they're going to be able to take advantage of the fact that Walker has not been having his control, and that's really to me a big point of concern. And then also Walker has not been as strong on the road as he's been at home this year. 3.65 ERA on the road compared to a 2.5 ERA at home. So because of that, and the Padres are on the road, I think the Dodgers will be able to get to Walker for a few runs today. Now on the other side, this is the main guy who I'm really concerned about, and that's Lance Lynn. Now when he first came to the Dodgers, this guy was looking like the reincarnation of I don't know what. Like, I mean, he got traded from the White Sox. He was balling. He had really good form. He was barely giving up any earned runs over the several starts. But if you look at his last few starts, he's completely regressed, and he's gotten back to the Lance Lynn that we know really well, that we really like to fade. If you've been tapped into my picks for a while, you know I'm one of those guys who really like to fade Lance Lynn. 3 straight starts that have been really rough for him. Last start against the Marlins, 7 hits, 8 runs, 3 home runs, 4 innings. The start before that, he faced the Braves, 7 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 home runs, 4 innings. Okay. That's the Braves and the Marlins. Not too bad. Game before that against the Red Sox, 10 hits, 4 runs, 2 home runs. So that is literally 8 home runs over his last 3 starts. That's 24 hits over his last 3 starts. And that is 19 runs over his last 3 starts. I'm not backing a guy like that who's in that type of form. And for me, I have to fade him, and I have to go with the over here. And you know what? I know the Padres' offense has been underwhelming this year. I know they haven't been scoring a ton of runs, and they've really been disappointing for that star-studded lineup that we were really supposed to see. But one, we saw both of these teams turn it up yesterday. The Padres have been swinging the bat better of late. They're about middle of the pack in the last 30 days in terms of runs per game, averaging a little bit over about 4.5 runs per game. So that's still a solid number. And both of these teams have gone over in 4 of their last 5 matchups. Dodgers are also 68, 44, and 7 to the over as favorites this year. So I think they're going to be a ton of runs scored today based on the starting pitcher matchup. So give me the over 9.5 runs at plus money value as my second and best bet of the day. My third and final best bet of the day, I'm going with the 2-leg player prop parlay. We got to right the ship on these. These have not been doing too well for us of late. Probably some regression was due to considering how bad we've been smacking the books over the head with these. So, I was expecting a little bit of regression, but today we're going to get back on the right ship. Why? Because we're going to take 2 players that are in the games that I just mentioned. So because I like the over, that means there got to be runs. So that means there got to be hits. So who I'm going to go with? I'm going to go with the AL and NL MVP candidates. Mookie Betts to get a hit. Julio Rodriguez to get a hit. -115 odds when you parlay those 2 together. And these are just 2 guys who have been in absolutely great form this year. Mookie Betts, yeah, he slowed down a little bit since his hot August, but he's still posting solid numbers, batting .339 over his last 15 games. He had 2 hits last night, including another home run. So that's 6 total bases that he was able to rack up last night if you want to look at his HRR line. So he's been very consistent, and I think because he has a favorable pitching matchup today, he should be able to get a hit or so off of Michael Wacha. Now on the other side, Julio Rodriguez, he has stayed scorching hot for the Mariners, batting over .350 in his last 15 games. Last night he had another 4 hits, including another home run. It is Dinger Tuesday, so you maybe want to sprinkle a little bit on this guy, or maybe some of these other guys to hit a home run. He has 3 multi-hit games in a row, so 2 hits or more in 3 straight games, and he has at least 1 hit in 21 of his last 25 games. Can't fade that. Really just can only tail that. And Sandoval, his pitching matchup that I spoke about earlier, 8.82 hits per 9 innings. So gives a ton of contact. 2 guys today who should be able to get it done. Give me the AL and NL MVP candidates to both get a hit today. -115 odds to close out the night as our third and final best bet. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 bets, 3 winners. We swept the board on Friday. We had a killer NFL weekend. I've been on fire. Can't lie. If you're not tapped into my Twitter page where I'm dropping some of these free picks even on the weekends, then you gotta follow me at DYF Bets because I'm just trying to feed the streets. And I know while I'm hot, we got to keep the momentum going. So hopefully we can sweep the board again today. And as always, if you need some help making some money, shoot me a message, drop a comment with your best bet so I can tell you, and we can continue to get to that cheddar together. I appreciate the support. As always, dictate your fate. I'll see y'all tomorrow in the next video. Let's make some money. Later, y'all.